All right, so we are at our texture point. I see I've been wearing a respirator. I've just got the 8001 on that. I want to give that 10-15 minutes. Want it to be tacky, not completely dry whenever you top coat that. So now we're gonna set up our gun, obviously, and then get our texture set up. So what's that going to be? That is XO2 A, B, and C. So poly blend resin activator, the magic sauce. We're going to do a custom, this is Chevy Olympic, what is it, 8624W, I believe, and then add a ultra resin sand for the anti-slip on the texture steps, all that good stuff, so stay tuned. texture. So you'll see nice build on there. Went a little heavier on the texture with the steps. Obviously, we want the anti-slip. And then introducing the ultra resin sand for additional anti-slip. You saw in the videos also, you do kind of a base coat and then you come back and fog coat. And what that does is help you get a higher profile texture, more consistent, you know, kind of gets us more in line with a hot spray polyurea type texture, which is real common and desired in the industry. Now we'll get this masking off here. You'll kind of see our transition and what we're going to do from there. Alright, so that's going to be our texture cut. You see there's a pretty significant line there. We might nib that edge just a little bit to bring it back, because we're still going to have to do, you know, a little bit of work on these nice little dings here. We'll just sand those down a little bit, nothing major. You know, we're going to be able to hide most of this just because of the mill thickness we're going to apply to it. So we'll get that edged out a little bit. You know, pulling the tape can always get you a little hang there where it, you know, pulled a little bit, but that's the great thing about texture. We'll dab that off and get it nice and cleaned up. So this is white. One thing to keep in mind, polyurethane blend in our resin, polyurethane and white do not get along. So we overload the base coat, the XO2 coat, and then we're going to come back with a base coat. You can use urethanes, polyurethanes, a variety of things. That will lock in your base, allow for the true white, keep the UV from doing what UV does to polyurethane, and give us a nice, beautiful finish. So stay tuned, we'll be back to do some more. Alright, here we are back. We've got our texture wrapped up. We're going to address some of our more obvious chip spots, get those cleaned up a little bit. Nothing perfect. I mean, we're not doing a ton of body work here. What we're just looking to do is get that laid down, because as we build this out, it is going to reflect whatever is there. So you can see where that dried down even, not nearly as gross as it was. We'll hit this line here, just kind of feather that back a hair. I'm not doing a bunch because I'm not concerned about the contrast here. So get all this cleaned up. You can see that texture is dried down nice. So at this point, you know, we've got at least a 24-hour open window. Nice thing with XO2 is you can come back and solvent wipe it and basically top coat it at any point. So very easy to work with. This has the ultra resin sand. It's got a nice grit to it. We're going to build that up all the way through every coat that we lay down. So right now we're going to do some lighter texture, little to no texture, as we'll say, on these sections of the bumper and rear deck plates. So they just wanted a smoother finish, didn't want a real heavy grit. So we're going to show you how we lay that out, and then we'll start coming back and playing with all the magical curls and whatnot. So that's the fun part. Don't want to give you too much, but we've got just 2 more coats, and these jokers are ready. Oh, I'm sorry, three more coats, and these will be ready to go. Nobody ever said this was fast, so this is custom. We take our time, we do it right. One of my favorite old sayings, cheap ain't cool, cool ain't cheap, man. All right, so now we're in that really, what is it? Kind of like puberty, that awkward in the middle stage. So you can see we've got some really solvent popped, you know, liner that's laid out relatively smooth, right up against that hard line of texture. Sometimes we can ease that line there, but with just the look of this truck and the ruggedness, we wanted to give it that bam. You know, look at this bottom end. It's going to be super tough, super rock resistant, and you know, where Shaman likes to drag it across the road there. So anyway, we got our deck plates, hitch mount, all that. We will come back tomorrow and start the beauty of it. So this one I wanted to show you. I don't know how well you can see in the video. So this is with acrylic. And this is without. So pretty huge difference. I mean, it looks nasty. This stuff, it's solvent pops so heavy. Looks like it's full of trash. This actually does have quite a bit of trash in it. But we'll knock this down with 180, maybe 320. Kind of nib it and then come back over with a seal coat for exact color, and then float some other goodies as well. So we will reconvene in the morning. All right, we are true white. So you can see, still maintain the texture. Always going to bury it a little bit. That's why I recommend, make sure you get your base texture heavier than you want the final finish to be. We're stacking so many layers that it's going to mute it down, or lay it down a little bit, I guess you would say. Nice transition lines. Everything's nice and clean. Got some touch up, gonna come back, do some nibbing. There's still some of these hard to see with the camera, but we'll knock that down. You can see it's got a heavy orange peel. I mean, it is bed liner. This is not paint, but not bad at all. And then we will knock that down 320, just knock out some of that orange peel, get any final nibs out of it, and take that to clear coat with our pearl. So Sean doesn't realize that we're actually matching out his blue pearl to tile this in. So you will not see any transition from bumper to body panel on this truck anymore.